Hi there. In this video I'm going to share a technique on how to find which areas of the photo reference are the darkest and the lightest, and some other techniques. So first off, this is in Photoshop. So once you've got your image loaded in, you press Control and J, and this duplicates the image, and then rename this one to darkest shades, and then press Control and J again, and then rename that layer to lightest shades. So we'll begin with the darkest shades. So click on that layer and then go to Image, Adjustments and Levels, and then you click this one here, this right arrow, and then you move it all the way. Oh no, sorry. To start with, you click on Image, Adjustments, and you go to Black and White, and then click OK, and then go to the lightest shades layer, and then you do the same. So Image, Adjustments and Black and White. So then go back to the make sure you make this not visible, this layer here, and then you go back to the darkest shades area. You click on Image, Adjustments, Layers, and then click this right arrow and hold the left mouse button in and move it all the way to the right. And as you do this, what happens is that all of the shades, all of the lightest shades are removed, so that the further you take this arrow to the left, only the darkest shades remain. So if we move it to around here, then don't click OK. Then look, if you notice, all these shades are the darkest areas, but they seem like you would assume that all of these areas, all of this was black, but it's not. Only the darkest blobs here, like this bit here, this is black, and this bit, and then this bit around the eyelid, and also this bit here. So these are the black areas, but then in between the black areas, around them, this is not black. It's like a dark. Some of it is dark grey, but then also other areas like dark blue, and I'll show you what I mean. So if you click OK with that, that's like the dark shades layer. Yeah, so you could keep that as a layer just for reference in the darkest areas, and then you can make it visible and not visible, so you can keep going between the layers to give you a better understanding of which areas are the darkest. So we'll go back to the color layer, and then, for example, if you look here, this is not black, this is like a dark blue. So if you click on the paint tool and you press Alt, and then you click on that area, and then you click on this little square here, you'll notice that on this color swatch, the color picker, it's actually a dark blue. So instead of drawing or painting this black, you actually paint it dark blue. But some areas, most of this area is dark blue. So you just, instead of getting a black, you paint this bit dark blue. And then this area here as well, this is dark blue. So this stripe is a dark blue, but then this stripe here, this is more blackish, but it's not completely black. It's a dark grey, but you could get away with colouring most of this in black, to be honest. But then look, there's other areas that are a dark blue. So if you coloured parts of it dark blue, and then other parts of it black, and maybe add a bit of dark grey in there so that you've got dark blue, black and dark grey instead of just one black colour. This, because it's made up of different colours, you see. This, and like obviously this would make it more realistic because you're colouring in, instead of just one black colour, you're colouring it in like these 3 different dark colours, so it gives it more depth, more depth. So, and then you come up here, this is like more of just a black, so you could just colour this area in like a black. So what I'm trying to get at is that just because they are all these black stripes, all of the looks like a lot of people would think, oh, I'm just going to colour all of these stripes in black. But then it wouldn't look that realistic. Like these stripes on the face, this one's like a dark blue, and then this stripe here is like a dark blue. You can see like the tint of the dark blue. So let's go on to the lightest shades layer. So you click on the lightest shades layer and make it visible, and then click on images, adjustments, levels, and then you click the left arrow and you move it to the right. And as you do this, you'll notice that all of the darkest areas are being removed and only the lightest areas remain. So if you leave it about here, 150 on this bit here, look, 150, and then you click OK. What we see here is like the light areas. So like with the black, we just do the opposite. It's the same thing, but it's like the lightest areas. And if you notice here, on these stripes, it's not a white. Not all of it is white. Like this bit here is white, but then this bit here is like a grey. If you make that not visible, no, sorry, that bit's orangey. Ignore me. Right, so we'll just focus on these white areas. Click make that visible, and if you notice on these white areas, some of it is dark. So that means that these bits here are not purely white. They're like a, if you go back on here, look, it's like a grey. So on these white areas, you don't just simply colour it in white, because some of the white is not white, it's like greyish. So this, when you add this layer and make it visible, when you're focusing on the white areas, then you can use this. So like, because it shows you more clearly. Like if you take that off and look at the colour, then it's hard to really notice which parts of the white are like a grey. But if you click on the layer and make it visible, then you can see like this area here. This is a grey. And then you go to this white bit. Like the white bit, it's white in the middle, but on the edges and stuff, it's like different shades of grey. So on this, you could, when you're colouring in the white, you could leave like the white areas like the blank of the paper, the white of the paper, and then you could like fill in these other little bits in grey shades, like light grey shades, because this gives it more depth. Because if it was just all white, if you coloured it all in just white, it would just be, the picture would look flat, the drawing or the painting, it would look flat. So this is one layer. This is like a layer for the lightest shades, and then this layer here is for the darkest shades. But on the darkest shades, don't just fill them in like a dark grey, because you need to look at the colour version. If you notice, like on this bit, it's dark blue. So on the light areas, yeah, you could simply keep this layer on and look at the white areas, and you could just fill them in like a light shade of grey. But it's not the same for the black areas, because the black areas, like it's not just grey and black, it's also like dark blue. So yeah, that was like just a little technique, a little tip on how to add different layers in Photoshop to to give more clarity of what's actually in these different shades, like in the lightest shades, what different tones, different shades are contained within the whites, and what shades and colours are contained within the blacks, the blackest areas. Because these are the areas, the blacks and the whites, the lightest and the darkest areas are the key to making it look realistic and making it stand out and look 3D. If you get the darkest areas right, and you also get the lightest areas right, then all of the rest of it should fall into place. So that's a good tip, actually, to when you're drawing or painting. Focus on getting the whites right and focus on getting the darks right. Focus on getting the lightest areas right and focus on getting the darkest areas right first, and then add the other different colours in afterwards. So yeah, thanks for watching. This was just a little tip, a little technique that I figured out. So thanks for watching. See ya.